Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing the AMX 50 Foch, or just plain Foch. Not the tier 10, the tier 9 though. We will be doing one on the tier 10 as soon as I get it though, because that is as well an amazing vehicle. But today we are doing it on the tier 9, and oh boy, I really enjoyed this tank. I mean, this has a fantastic gun, great mobility, and fantastic armor. I'm actually going to have a meme out of one of the video clips. I think it's the last replay, if I'm not mistaken. In the last replay there is an extremely funny part where I get some insane RNG on the bounces, and it really is a fantastic tank armors wise. You can bounce so many tier 10s in this. Not only that, whenever you face up against those tier 8s, I mean, your front is just impenetrable. And unlike the tier 8 on this one, it does have that. Basically, the cupola is way stronger than it looks. You actually have to shoot the middle for it to penetrate. If you shoot the sides of it, it's just going to go straight through and do absolutely nothing, because I guess however it is there, it counts as like an attachment, basically, where it does no damage. But of course, the main feature of this tank, the fantastic gun. And now we can go over some statistics here. Now, this gun really has some DPM. We're talking 3,475 DPM. The penetration is as well fantastic, 260 millimeters. On the premium, the penetration is as well 320 millimeters. Your alpha is lower, it is 400, but it is that great DPM. Personally, I actually prefer this tank over the SU 12254, which is the highest DPM tank in the game. This one has less DPM, but the armor on this tank sure does make up for it. As well, it has better mobility, and I think the penetration on this is as well better. Yeah, well, my amazing English. Anyway, it definitely is a fantastic tank. The reload on it, as well, you can get down to like 6.91 seconds. I don't have mine quite that quick here in most of these, because whoa, first of all, look at that ammo rack, very nice. But I don't have it mine that quick because I don't think I have the full crew trained in this particular replays. The aim time on it is around 2.08 seconds. It is a very good aim time, and dispersion is 0.317. As well, 6 degrees in gun depression. Doesn't have the most gun depression, but it is still better than the SU-1254. I think that actually has less gun depression, I'm not mistaken. Now, the gun depression can come in pretty annoying sometimes, like you saw there, shooting the dirt. Not always the nicest thing when it happens, but one of the greatest things about this tank, the 50 km/h top speed forwards, which really can get you places in this tank. And then with that, even though it has that very quick top speed, this tank does have as well fantastic frontal armor. I mean, you saw this game, we bounced one shell from that, I think it was the E100, if I am not mistaken, or whatever. But it really does have some fantastic armor, and in a lot of these games you'll be able to see that. So we are going to be top tier in this one. Now, this game isn't massive damage or anything, but it just shows how the Foch works and how you can play it pretty decently. Not always those fantastically, 4, 5, 6K games or whatever, but it's still a good game, and I think it shows the Foch in how you generally, how your general battle in it, and how to just generally play it. Now, of course, this is a very aggressive tank. You want to always play this tank aggressively. You can camp in it, I mean, if you want. I've never been one who likes to camp or anything, and that's why when I play TDs, I really do like to play aggressive TDs, because those are just first of all, some of the most fun vehicles you can play out there, because they generally have good mobility, good armor, and a great gun. Something like the 268 is what I'm talking about, something like this. I really love vehicles like that. As well, on this tank, you are, like I said, have good penetration, so you can get through quite a few of those targets. We couldn't penetrate that Emil 2 earlier with the Pramo because of the angle he was at, but generally you can penetrate almost all of your targets, including those tier 10s. Now, this game, like I said, we've already bounced almost 1,200 damage. We aren't going to do massive damage, and we do get some bad luck in this game, but it does, like I said, show how to play this tank aggressively, and we're going to get some good RNG, actually, right out here in a minute, I'm pretty sure. And that's what I'm talking about in this tank, how well it can bounce those shells. Now, this Emil 2 right here, gonna kind of push aggressive on us. We do snap a shot into him. I'm trying to pull back behind the building. This does, unfortunately, not have the quickest reverse speed, and I thought I was going to die here. Going for one more shell. I do try to angle up for the bounce to save life, and I do get the bounce. Now I have him easily on the reload and can just pop one straight into his lower plate for the kill. So now we've almost bounced all the way up to, we've almost dealt almost up to 1700 and bounced almost up to 1600 damage in this battle. Now the Lorraine 40T is going for us. I do pull out the HE, but unfortunately he does get a very large shell yeeted into him before I am able to get out a full damage shell. We do fortunately get a 511 roll on to that RHM, and that is going to be it for the game. As you can see, we 7-0 on that victory. A fantastic battle. And that's what I was just talking about, how to play the Foch aggressively, to play it aggressive, to try to wiggle to get those bounces, but not overextend yourself quite enough to actually do any, get wrecked or anything. Now, here for the last battle is the one that I was talking about. We have some insane RNG on this one, which is fantastic, and I am going to make it into a meme, so if that's not already out, which I don't think it's going to be, you will be getting a sneak peek of that. Kind of, obviously, it's no edits or anything like that, which will make it much, much better, but you still get the general idea of it. Now, this battle, that 5A pushes extremely aggressive. Now, I never recommend going to that spot. It's just way too aggressive and can be shot from this side of the map generally easily. Now, he's going to kind of get lucky because I'm never really able to get a shot off onto him because of just the position he's in and really staying there. But, of course, he doesn't do much as well. And so quite a few mediums have been spotted up there on the medium side. That's where most of our team went. Well, basically, I'm the only person over here in a TD, which really isn't generally the smartest idea, but I do it anyway, and it works out fantastic for me. So I'm going to get up here and try to get some snipes into these mediums to try to help out my team. Now, go for a shot on that T92 E1 right there, and I do penetrate it, luckily barely getting the rear of his turret. Now, I do switch over to the HE, and this is going to penetrate onto that standard B, which is fantastic. Now this Jag Panzer has pushed really aggressive there into the middle of the map to try to go for our, what is that, IS-4, I think? And I'm going to go into the rear of him, which he really can do nothing about, because if he turned around, he would be getting clapped by our team. I have already racked up 1100 or almost 1200 damage bounced, and have racked up almost 1400 damage dealt. And this is where it starts to get really funny. This is where the Foch shines and how it really can perform so well, and why I liked it so much and why it plays so well. I mean, this is kind of your general just play style of the tank. Go full, basically just a full YOLO in the tank, and it generally works out. It's basically the tier 9 YOLO wagon. I mean, you could say the same for the tier 10, but of course it doesn't have that nickname. So you could call this the tier 9 YOLO wagon. We do get an unfortunate bounce right there, but this is what I'm talking about. Just look at all these bounces I'm getting. One of these is a tier 10 and the other is a tier 9. I mean, it's really a fantastic vehicle for things like that, and that is why I love it so much. So as you can see, damage counter is racking up quite a bit. We did an extremely well job. Over 3,000 damage blocked on both of these, the Emil and the Kronwagen. We are fortunately going to get a little bit more damage into here on the Kronwagen, and that really is why I love the Foch so much. Like you see there, a nice ram, we actually do more damage to a tier 10 heavy tank than he does to us, which is pretty funny. Alright, well, that's going to be finishing off my Foch review. I hope you guys liked it, and this tank really is a fantastic one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.